always say quick update, but then next thing you know, the video is 10 minutes long. I don't think I have 10 minutes worth of material, but apparently I do. So the last update, we had just attached the tail cone, and I can't remember, I don't think it was riveted on. I think it was just clecoed on at that point in time. Russ came over and helped me bang out some rivets. There's some rivets that are particularly the ones that are underneath here. Yeah, I don't know if I can get it. That unless you got Go-Go Gadget arms, you are not doing those by yourself. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. So we got those done. I mean, it took us maybe an hour and a half or so to do the ones that I couldn't do. Jackie came out with me for about a half an hour one day and helped me bang out a few rivets. But yeah, it was starting to get a little... Russ needed to be involved. So anyway, because I like doing the bucking, he likes running the gun, and when Jackie's out here, she chooses whichever one doesn't require her to get on the floor, which the gun required her to get on the floor, so guess who was on the floor? And I needed to capture some, I needed to be able to capture several tabs for some of those things. So anyway, so we got the steps installed on both sides. Not a huge job. The steps are tight when they fit in. It may have been 3 hours worth of work or so. They talk about doing touch-up paint or touch-up primer. I did touch up the primer as best I could. And then my fingers got into it because I was trying to run that bolt. So I did not drill all the way through the bottom like the instructions talk about, because I'm going to be putting a door over the top of it that I'll be able to get into it again in the future. So that's now done. Let's see. The vent doors are done. So my little vent doors work. Woo, so I can let some fresh air in. So those are now done. I thought they fit a little bit tighter than this, but you know, it is what it is. I am guessing that once I paint them up, that those lines will go away and they'll be a lot tighter in the future. The other side's the same thing. Let's come on around here. Headphones or ear protection. The closer you work towards the firewall, the more ear protection you need, because that firewall, that stainless steel, starts getting pretty rattly and pretty loud. So this one's kind of got a little bit of a gap around it as well, but I don't think that'll be an issue. Once we paint the aircraft, you're going to end up with a little bit of overlap. But the last couple days I've been working on the upper forward fuselage and the pretend instrument panel. I am not using that instrument panel. Yeah, I very well could use that instrument panel, but I'm not going to. The one I'm using is from Aerosport. It's not on order, but it will be probably here in the very near future. It's going to get put on order. But yeah, so that was... I got a couple of more, things where I got a lot of Clecos to run, but there was a lot of Clecos. So the main purpose behind, you've got to put this on the instrument panel that comes with the kit, because there's a cross brace here, which is great. That one's already pre-drilled for you, but you have to be able to, final drill it so that way it'll match to the skin. But more importantly is the brace that goes, or the angle that goes from here to the opposite side over there, the same place. There's no holes in it. It's just a plain piece of 90-degree angle. And Tim, when he ordered his kit, he didn't order this, so he had to borrow my instrument panel to do that same drilling for his. And he was a nice guy, and while he was borrowing my instrument panel, he went ahead and had those bent for me to their proper shape from his guys out there at the Air Wing. So they have some great tools and great craftsmanship, and it was great that those two pieces just plopped right into place, which was kind of nice. So that's been done. Those are all drilled. Everything's good here. I think my next step is I'll start taking this back apart. But the more important thing is there's a panel here, and I'll see if I can show you a picture that I took yesterday, or I'll take the picture after I take this back apart. That's the sub panel where a bunch of stuff mounts to. If I would have thought beforehand, I would have had something I said could have put it up there against it. But like my backup battery, my electrical distribution system mounts to that. There's a couple of electronic boxes that mount to that have interfaces with some of my avionics, which we're getting closer and closer to needing to order avionics. So we're getting there. But anyway, we're making progress. Oh, landing gears. Landing gears are installed. It's underneath the seat pan there. There's a buttload of bolts that hold this thing on. And as you can see there, there's 2 bolts sticking out. And the reason why is because they need this, those 2 tubes that you see down there that you got to cut. And I didn't have enough material, so I had to order some more material for that to get those. And I'll get those taken care of. But the plan is to finish up this upper forward fuselage section probably before this weekend is done, and start working on the floorboards that go down here instead of my chunks of MDF wood, the seat pans for the back seats and the baggage compartment area, and the door for the baggage compartment. And then once all that's done, we're going to paint the interior, and we've already received the paint. There it is. Stewart Systems charcoal gray with flattener, so that way it's not shiny. And we're gonna paint the interior. We'll probably do a little touch-up primer, just a few areas that have seen some traffic. I was gonna see if I could show you some down here, but there isn't much. But there's a few places that need a little touch-up primer, so we'll shoot a little touch-up primer when we prime these parts, or when we prime the rest of the panels. And then we will be shooting paint. And this is going to go from green to like a dark brown, or excuse me, a dark gray. Dark brown. I hate brown colors. I really do. But I digress. Also, the back wall gets attached at that point in time. But all those panels and everything come right back. As soon as I paint them, I'm going to be using temporary screws. Good old Lowe's special. Lowe's aviation equipment right there. I'm just going to use some temporary screws to attach everything with. Mainly so that way I don't foul up the nut plates. And we will shoot the paint, let it dry for a good day, and then we'll start working on systems. So brake systems, fuel systems, which I got to order the hoses for the fuel system. Yeah, got to spend some money. Oh, so a little boo-boo I made a while back, and I've told a few people, anybody who really matters knows about my little boo-boo. So if you notice over here, the nut plates, these guys here, those guys there, they're on the inside, right? Back here, I was an idiot. I mounted them on the outside. It's because this part was built 3 or 4 years ago. And at that point in time, I probably didn't know what in the world I was doing. Well, no, I know I didn't know what I was doing. So I got to drill all those out and put them on the other side. So that's a good hour or so's worth of work, to maybe 2, to drill all those out and move them, re-dimple the holes and move them back to the other side. And I should have known something was up because, 6 months ago or so, I realized that these were on the outside. And my daughter was over, and I went, those are not in the right place. And so I moved those, but I didn't think to look to see that the nut plates were in the wrong place too. But it's time for them to get moved, so maybe that'll be something we'll do this weekend as well. But anyway, see, once again, another 8 minutes worth of video, and I didn't even think I had 3 minutes worth to talk about. But there we go. Talk to you guys later. See ya.